Culture, flexibility, the future. I'm going to get you a little crystal ball now, Paul.
Right.
Where are we going? Where are we been? What will change? Will it stay the same?
Yeah.
I think it will. But we've had I was chatting earlier about how space is used, and one of the things we mentioned was that retail. Nowadays, you're stopped from going in until somebody's come out because of the capacity of the space. The same in pubs and bars. Hospitality. You know, there's places that are down to, you know, real small amounts of people, patrons. What about office? And if we were in a tower block similar to the one behind you, what do we think is going to happen, do you think? Who's going to be responsible? How's it going to work?
So in the scenarios we just painted, obviously the owner or the tenant has been responsible
in the past,
for recording who comes in and out, and making sure that regimented you sign in with your app or whatever, that you've been in this establishment. I mean, you know, we probably got to be realistic in that. I think we've already seen there's a greater relaxation in where you sign in and and how you go in and out of shops.
Recently, yeah, definitely.
Much more relaxed.
A bit complacent, would you say? I don't know.
I
mean, Australia, we're in a very lucky place.
I think so. We're not over this yet, are we?
No, that's true.
And we're not vaccinated yet, which is more importantly. So obviously parts of the world will be. It'll be interesting to see how that impacts them. So, okay, let's just predict on the basis that COVID's going to be around and never going to go away, or there'll be something that replaces it. And the realities are, you know, there's the liabilities build up probably from, you know, right from the building owner, who has a certain obligation to provide a healthy, clean environment, down to how a tenant actually uses their space, and how well notified they are of what their obligations are based on the parameters that the base building is set from.
So originally, if you were to build a base building for a building like this and the building services, in my mind it was about giving or looking after the occupant,
Yeah.
Will it change then? So, or do we think that it might change from it's got to be a healthy building rather than you getting what we designed to as design engineers? Now it's got to be somewhat different. Do you think it's got to be a different thing now? So we can, I don't know, for example, with the flexibility that we've spoke about before, you can increase the air rate in, say, this space to get 10 people in on when you need it, and then otherwise you can't.
So we're talking like the building of the future, building
of the futures,
yeah.
Is it based on health rather than?
Yeah, I mean, I think it is always going in that direction anyway.
Right.
I think that was always the intent, and obviously more recently there was more focus on a greater density of population. You know, the office market was trying to fill their spaces up,
get more people in.
To get more people in, and obviously they had to react to do that, or you know, engineer a way to do that. I think now those days are probably gone, and we're back to probably more reasonable spacing, flexible working, meaning less people in the office at any one time anyway. Better connectivity as a result of that has to be apparent. So look, I think there's obviously going to be a sweet spot, and you know, I think we can't look at what's happening now and predict what the future is going to drive, other than I think we're talking, you know, more air change rate, better filtration scenarios, less recycling, probably more to offset some of that, more recovery, more you know, energy recovery systems in central plants. So buildings will be better set up, you know, in the internal cycle to manage the use of energy. And obviously the main driver is always going to be that, you know, we need to be building more sustainable buildings anyway.
Yeah, because I mean there's another subject there around this net zero and how efficient it is to build, or carbon efficient it is to build a building, which we spoke about, which we might do in a minute. But it's one of them things where it seems to me that everybody's been concentrating on how energy efficient something is, running it,
Yeah.
this carbon net zero thing that
Yeah.
everybody's going towards, which is in the future. Well, that glass window there cost a lot more than another way of doing it, or
Yeah.
do we have to offset that some way? You know, it's all about the future, I guess. But
Plus the fact the old subject of sick building syndrome, maybe.
sick building syndrome.
My word.
I did my dissertation on that.
There you go.
I didn't do very well though. Thanks, Paul.
Have another go.
It's BI base. Thank you.